Hello, it's Monday, September 23rd, and that means two things. I enjoyed my week off, but I really hope you didn't enjoy my week off, because that's my livelihood. You depending on me to be doing this is my livelihood. But it's also time for the lighting industry news brief, brought to you by KeystoneTech.com and the Optic Swap High Bay. You know what it is? There's linear options. There's round options. The round one comes with a 90-degree, 45 by 110-degree aisle lens for narrow and high aisles. It also allows you to use one fixture across an entire project with sensor and emergency options. The linear, also fully featured. Both feature adjustable power outputs, adjustable CCTs, rugged construction for modern environments. That's KeystoneTech.com. The link is in the description. Let's get into the news, because there's a lot. DLC is ready to announce SSL 5.2, 6.0, and 4.0, which means that everyone has to reinsert all their products again. We have a new partnership between NEMA and the IES, that's the National Electrical Manufacturers Association, and the Illuminating Engineering Society. This is a new memoranda of understanding promising cooperation on standards development committees. Sonepar has bought Summit. No detail on the 23 retail branch office deal. Rexel has rejected a buyout offer. QXO offered them $9.4 billion out of the blue, unsolicited $10 billion pick. And they said no. Masco has completed the sale of Kegler, Kingswood Capital, and Progress Lighting, now in complete control. Boards are merging, job titles are changing. Samsung is leaving LED lighting. 2030 is the last year for their lamps. Many of those lamps were connected to the internet. I'm sure that will be fine for everyone, I am sure. Granite City has bought Bar Electric lighting supply. No details on price or personnel. Current is moving again. Their new HQ is in Mayfield Heights. This is their second move in 2 years. The U.S. DOE, Department of Energy, is adding $90 million more to building code adoption rates. These new funds will help states, territories, Army bases adopt building and retrofit requirements going ahead. The DOE, Department of Energy, is also adding $38 million to building decarbonization funds. This is 25 new projects being funded under the Buildings Energy Efficiency Frontiers and Innovation Technology Research Program. That definitely spells out benefit. Definitely, that's the acronym. OZOP has completed their restructuring with their engineering and design subsidiary ready to go under the name OZOP Engineering and Design. A couple of EU NGOs are demanding better enforcement, specifically the end of loopholes on e-commerce for lighting. Sales are up at Luceco, with sales up to £109 million sterling in the 6 months of the year that ended on June 30th. We have Creative Lighting, a showroom in Minnesota, closing. They're done. They're auctioning off their inventory right now. Orion has secured $2 million in retrofit deals. This is across a number of public projects, and they look promising. We have a new look for Luminous. The rebrand is already ready. Nailed's ambassador, Devin Wall, was on Get a Grip on Lighting. Check out that episode. The SVP of Silicon Labs has sold stock. Brandon Tolani has sold off 845 shares of his own company at $115 each. Emerson is ready to go ahead with a 10-year warranty on their Appleton brand LEDs. Electrical News has ended their publication with 30 years of work coming to a close. We have Independent Electric Supply, Arizona, joining QED Sonepar, which is to say the other IES, the Independent Electric Supply Company, is expanding. Submissions are open for the Lux Futurum. This is a design contest. You can submit designs and projects right now. Southwire has received a Corporate Legacy Award. This is from the Atlanta University Center Consortium Dual Degree Engineering Program. Nora has opened a virtual showroom. No headset required. It is available on the web via HTML 3D, but nicer looking. Hands up if you remember HTML 3D. Ogden Electrical is opening a new office. Fittingly, that office is in Ogden, Utah. USPS is ending discounts for UPS and DHL. These private consolidations will not be funded by the public. Kickler is automating their supply management with a new AI system from New Horizon to plan inventory and distribution. USPS mail sorting in Tulsa will continue to go ahead in Tulsa. There was some worries that renovations would move all the work to Oklahoma City. Zenkelman wants you to demand domestic. This is a contractor advocacy group encouraging you as contractors to buy domestic. In rep agency updates, CC Pierce will be repping Omnicable in the Northeast and upstate New York, and Illuminate has bought Vertex. On the legal side of things, SpecGrade is suing R.L. Swearer over customs penalties. Menard, the company that owns Menards, is seeking a stay in their case with Signify over one patent. They want the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to review the validity of that. There are 5 other patents that are still in question as well. And Melasgar's lawsuits will be going ahead. This is related to commissions with Focal Point and Hubble Lighting. They'll get their day in court soon. In events, registrations are open for the second NY Controlled. That'll happen on October 29th. And DLC's Controls Summits has named their panelists, so we have a full schedule for the October event right now. The DOE, the U.S. Department of Energy, has named the winners of their ILS campaign, with 16 orgs securing commendations. We also have winners named in the Integrated Home competition, with 7 devices recognized, 3 of them from MaxLight. The Oldenburg Group has been hacked. There was a ransomware incident in May. AI adoption is getting in the way of cybersecurity bases. This is based on analysis of cloud infrastructure and how it's going. The Lighting Controls podcast talked to Bill Ellis about the DC connectivity and what that means for the future. Lumen Tech has spotted a new kind of compromise to IoT devices. This is a security compromise called the Raptor Train, which is a great name for a terrible thing that can happen. It's a lot like a Trojan virus or a worm virus, but it's called the Raptor Train. Worry about it. AirZone has partnered with Bodhi. This is a new IoT software for connected HVAC and smart buildings. We have a new smart crosswalk tech being debuted in Candiac, Quebec. It was initially developed in France, but what it is lighting fixtures that are inside the road that point up when the crosswalk is active. It's first in North America. In R&D, Luminides is keeping up efforts on red in GaN LEDs, that's indium gallium nitride. New micro LEDs, they're redder than other micro LEDs. Women will not exercise on poorly lit paths, so says an Australian study breaking down the fitness habits of lighting and women in lighting design outdoors. UW Med is getting into circadian lighting with new benchmarks in blue, yellow, and blue-orange lighting for human wellness. We have a new model of photosynthesis in cyanobacteria. This is testing light sources against growth patterns at Aachen University. We have red photons being good for your skin if you have psoriasis, and photonics being a key to reducing the cost of LiDAR. This is, according to engineers at Cadence, considering optical connections. On the dark side of things, CIE, the Société Écossaise pour Illumination, is issuing a statement for proper light at the proper time. We have circadian disruption being linked with obesity again. The EU funding a 4-year research program into the impacts of sound and light on waterways. The Rubenstein School testing new lighting for national parks. We have light pollution linked with fertility functions in the testes of humans. Shanghai U is testing circadian interventions in breast cancer treatment of breast cancer, which is to say that timing treatment might improve the overall results. Oregon Outback's dark sky sanctuary is already very big, but it's about to get 9 million acres bigger. Kaikoura, New Zealand is now a dark sky town, and the next round of SpaceX satellites will emit even more radio pollution, which is to say everything that guy touches turns signal into noise. Joanna Wilson was on Restoring Darkness to talk about glare and LED. Lahti, Finland has switched over to pollinator-friendly street lighting. We have a lights out on the Centennial Bridge for fall migration. Brunswick, Georgia is debating turtle-safe lighting. Highland County schools in Virginia are debating shielding and dimming. Rothney Observatory in Alberta hosted a barbecue. Narramonta, BC has planned a stargazing event alongside the migration lights out season. Helena, Montana is voting on billboard restrictions. Sea turtles on Cyprus are thriving after changes to lighting at the Royal Air Force bases on the island. And Paonia, Colorado has been recognized by the DSI. In horticultural news, NASA has been awarded $750,000 to the nucleus growing system, and Great Lakes Greenhouses has partnered with Signify on their grow ops. In recommended reading, all these on nailed.org, we can talk about neo-neuro architecture, new neuro architecture, and biometric human-centric design at the CIA. No, not that CIA. This is a bank in Italy, HQ. We have socket saturation finally coming. We have cutting harshness from fluorescence with lenses. We have how to light a barn. We have the science of sleep tourism. We have lighting and flare at W Toronto. That's a restaurant. What's the deal with all the recessed lighting? Trends from Smart Home Technology Expo. We have the right light in well-certified buildings. We have what lighting really does for productivity. We have simulations and indoor lighting efficiency. We have restoring historic lighting on the streets of Cheltenham, and a recap of the ArcLight Summit. Locally, Seattle is adding new lighting downtown to prevent crime, because that's what it does. That's definitely how that works. We have $10 million in improvements in Escambia County, Florida. We have Atlantic City, New Jersey beginning a new street lighting project. NYC is adding more enforcement to Local Law 97. LED street lighting is going ahead in Amsterdam, New York. The LAPD has arrested a recycler for accepting stolen copper. An Indiana man has been arrested for copper thefts in Kentucky. And the Twin Cities of Minnesota are working to deter copper thieves any way they can. BC, British Columbia, has new road safety grants. We have Maine offering new grants to homes. Ditto in Rhode Island. Salem, Illinois is beginning new lighting projects on downtown buildings outside. Oregon schools are spending on energy retrofits. The University of Arizona campuses are adding lighting for security. And we have new lighting in downtown Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Internationally, we have new lighting going up at the pyramids of Giza. We also have new lighting at the Temple of Poseidon in Siono, Greece. We have Turkish ruins adding spotlighting for night visitors. Signify has built the largest Modak for the Ganesh Chaturthi parade in Mumbai, and the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Office. This is the city government, not the national government. The city, which is also a state. It's a city special district. Anyway, the city government is gonna be displaying giant Pac-Man on the main office. Giant Pac-Man. It's fun. It's fun. That's what I care about. In People News, we have new executive appointments at LMPG. Yavor Korolov is the president of Vico. Dave Leonhard is retiring. VNS Galvanizing has picked Rich Collins as their pres and CEO. Maxim Lighting has picked Nathan Bliss as their sales director. Helvar has welcomed Kim Langstrom as their new CEO. Schradar has picked Austin Ash as the president of Ligman. Mike Krause is now at National Specialty Lighting as their regional general manager. Ben Cantu is now at Luxbox as the VP of Business Development. Leadflex has appointed Scott Lim as their sales director. Simon Krause will be heading up global media relations at Simons. Growspace has named a CEO who is 17 years old. Tobias Atzler will be leading investor relations at Siemens. Lumen Trust has hired Howard Yaffe as their VP of strategy. Ring and Du Chateau has welcomed Debbie Mammon as an intern. Rebecca Paiboon has been hired as the social media coordinator at Edison Report. Shuji Nakamura has won a DOE Infuse Project Award for his work in nuclear fusion. Zivian Zabar has been honored by the Maquis Who's Who, and Caroline Rinker has been honored with an Icon Award posthumously. In things you can make, a glowing egg for your personal fertility needs. We can also make a cool glowing thing for no particular need. You can also make a small LED matrix and add RGB to your existing raster laser projector that I assume you have. In the debunking zones, Martin Moore Eddy, PhD, is debunking a Telegraph article about how no tanning beds won't make you live longer. And in a new segment, the Wild Mass Guessing Zone, a bunch of attendees of an Arizona area election rally are suffering from eye pain now, and no one knows why. It could be UV stage lights. It could be allergies. It could be a really lame chemical attack. It's not Havana syndrome. That's made up. What's not made up is what I feel about you, which is gratitude. I want to thank you for your time and your attention. I will also like to thank you for leaving a review or a rating or recommending to a friend. Otherwise, I want to thank all our sponsors. That's Keystone, that's ETI, that's Evluma, that's Lead Efficient Design, that's Leadvance, and Keystone Tech. Until next time, I've been Scott Walker. Enjoy your week and enjoy the music. See ya.
We broke in to the old Bay Shore roller rink through a hole in the back wall, and the echoes of our sneakers amplified themselves like speakers through the corners of this long forgotten hall. And the cobwebs spanned the door frames as I kneel down to spell your name in the dust on the floor that we'd danced on so many times before. The aroma is filling our heads, and the broken windows let the birds in. Our breath, it made clouds, and they wrapped us like shrouds to keep November from reaching our skin. And the ghost of the DJ floats in from the freeway. He puts on your favorite waltz. So I take your hand, the invisible band leaves us dancing around in the hall. The glow from the sunset caught the big disco ball and sent dusty rays of light into your face. Then the light from the ball, hit the frost on the walls and sent oranges and reds into space. Oh, I caught a glance in the midst of our dance. For a moment I stopped in my tracks, and the room was ablaze with the fiery rays, while the frozen air blew through the cracks. And our bodies are frozen in time, and our bodies are frozen in time. Our bodies are frozen in time, and our bodies are frozen in time. Oh, and our bodies are frozen in time.